Good morning, you guys. Happy Friday. I hope you all are having a better trading session than me. No, I'm really tired, you guys. I can't even lie. So, my apologies in advance if my energy is even lower than it normally is. I'm extremely tired. I've taken 4 trades so far. One was like a partial win. I think I remember telling you guys that I was going to change my ATM where when I'm 1 tick away from take profit, that it moves my break even 12 ticks in profit. So I had a partial win today, which after seeing it happen, I might actually take it back off, especially during the first like 30 minutes of the session. I don't know, we'll see. And then the other ones were losses. I think all but one, I didn't even have to be in those. Actually, I think all of them I could have actually not even been in at all. So, yeah, one of them was a divergence trade, which was kind of like the opposite volume pattern that I was looking for, but because the overall trend bias was a downtrend, and I was getting into a sell, like in the data that I was looking at last night, it was kind of iffy whether it mattered when that was happening or not. So I'm probably just going to stick to it being a thing, because it is whenever my overall bias is not the same as the trend direction. So yeah, we'll see when it comes to that. I don't even remember the other two, to be honest, but I didn't have to be in those either. So I still have like 600 drawdown on the 25K account and 1100 on the 50K. So I'm not too worried. What I'm hoping is I can just pull myself out of the hole that I've created for no reason. And we'll see. So looks like I might not be able to get into a trade for a few. My levels are out of order, so just kind of waiting around right now. All right, well, they're back in order now. I guess all I had to do was say something and it would do it for me. Hopefully I could take a nap when I'm done trading and recording the recap video. But I always say I'm going to take the biggest nap when I get off the stream and don't. 4:45. I typically don't even have the energy to. Like, sometimes you're just so tired you can't even go to sleep. Guess I'll make that a little bit smaller since we still have quite a bit of volatility. Good morning, Meg. How are you this morning? How's your trading session going so far? I'm a little bit tired, so I might not talk as much. Well, not a little bit. I'm exhausted. I don't even remember what time I went to sleep, but I like dozed off around 2. Then got a phone call around 3 a.m. See, I was on the phone. So I probably didn't go to sleep till 5 and had to wake up at 8. So I'm a little tired. See if I can work myself out of this unnecessary hole I've put myself in. We got plenty of time. Only thing that concerns me is the fact that of the 4 trades that I took, really only one of them did I even really need to be in, and I don't even remember what time that one happened. So let me see. You know, I like to judge things based off of the time of my very first trade. Let's see this one. So, 8:35. That's a good time. That's a good time. I can't really get into this SPY. Not bad so far. You got a small win. Hey, small wins are better than big losses, or just losses in general, so we'll take it. We will take it. I really debated on not trading at all today. Like, had I not made changes to my Renko settings yesterday, well, you know, the day before, and yesterday being the first trading session, I probably wouldn't have traded today, honestly. And then I debated not streaming, but then I didn't want people to think I didn't stream because I was losing, even though I always stream when I'm losing. So I was just like, you know what? And then just for the sake of consistency, just, hey, knock it out. It's 2 hours, get it done. Then you could just go to bed and just sleep. So I'm curious to see what happens with this, because this was the exact trade that I lost earlier. That when back testing worked pretty decent. It's something that I don't normally take, but then the VWAP is right there, so I probably wouldn't get into it no matter what, because I would need to break even there at that particular VWAP level. So okay, that invalidated itself for me. If I could just get back to break even today, that would be nice. That only requires about 4 trades. 4 wins. Let me say 4 wins, because if the 4 trades are break evens, that's not going to help me. Good morning, Rand. Good luck on your trading session today. What's the green line at the top of the chart? Oh, that's a mixture. There's like 2 lines there. There's some squares and then there's a line. The green line would be yesterday's low, and then the blue boxes is just my major support level. So I use the ninja.co fame super pivot. I really like it. So I find that there's a little bit more significance for my strategy with the first support and resistance levels that paint the pivot level. So I have the pivot level as like this these yellow dots here, and then the first support and resistance levels are squares, and then everything from there is just dots. And what I like is that if the market extends beyond the initial 4 resistance and support levels that it paints, because it's dynamic, so it moves with the market, it will actually paint extended levels for you. Because I'm honestly not someone who likes drawing support and resistance, because I think it's too easy to I don't want to say misinterpret, but we can all look at the same charts and decide to draw different support and resistance levels. So I just like for an indicator to do it for me. One thing you guys are going to learn over time, I'm very analytical, and to a fault sometimes, because I feel like sometimes in trading, the more analytical you are, it's very easy to overanalyze and draw too many support and resistance lines, or one little thing looks a little bit off, so you don't take the trade, and you could do that so much that you never get trades. So yeah, so my strategy is pretty robotic. I make mistakes, of course, because over the last year I've made so many tweaks and so many changes, and I usually make, even if it's small tweaks, on a week-to-week basis. It's easy for me to forget things. With me changing the Rinko sizes yesterday, there are rules that are no longer. There are new rules. So yeah, I expect just to be making, I don't even want to say mistakes, but just getting the repetition in so I can get this where I want it to be. But yeah, most of the levels that you're going to see on my charts are either, so if it's dots, it's always going to be support or resistance from the super pivot. Typically the solid line is the prior high or low. So the prior high is going to be red, the prior low is going to be solid green. Sometimes it's hard to see because it might be in conjunction with the pivot level, which does not happen all the time. They do not draw it based off of the high and low, so don't think that. The prior open and close. The prior open is like a light green dash line. The prior close is a tomato red dash line. And then the current open is always going to be like a green dash, light green dash dot line. My current high and low are triangles. And then you have the VWAP. The VWAP is always a solid line as well. But those are like multicolored. I have a different color for every line. And that's only because when I first started using it, I had like all the upper levels a certain red color, all the lower levels a certain green color. And then, you know, when it's approaching a VWAP level, I'm trying to see what the price is for that one, and I'm looking in the data box, I'm like, I don't even know which one this is. So it takes way more time to figure out which one it is based on, you know, the number you see on the screen and then looking for it in the data box. So to fix that issue, I just made each one a different color, so it's very easy for me to find it in the data box. But yeah, mostly everything on my screen is just levels. Levels to pay attention to. Oh, I will say, I told you guys that this volume oscillator that I was using, that I like way better than the volume up down indicator. I switched to the volume up down indicator because the other one doesn't work at all for the 20-in-1 chart for whatever reason. So at first I made it to where instead of there being bars, they were lines, which I actually preferred that a lot more. However, the only problem is, like, on the reversal bars, as it's painting, I can see the number, like, you know, on the right hand side where you see the price and stuff. I can see the number of that volume bar, but then the actual line is not painting until the bar closes, and I can't have that. So I had to go back to bars, and it's not that big of a deal, but I definitely prefer the lines. My other oscillator would actually paint bars, but it would paint like white lines to show what the volume of that particular bar was on the reversal bar. So that's why I definitely preferred that one, but it is what it is. Pattern that I have been noticing this morning that could be an option for additional entries at some point is if it creates, so let's say I'm inside of a trend at the moment after a reversal bar. If it creates an outside bar and the volume of that outside bar is greater than the volume of the reversal bar, and it's within like the first 10 bars or so of that trend, I can typically enter the trade and get a win out of it. It's not something that I'm gonna do at the moment. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Actually, it might be like the first, I don't know if I want to do the first 20, but yeah, it's not something that I'm going to be doing at the moment. However, I might look into that at some point. Just so that on, you know, days where I'm not getting as many setups, that I can just have like that extra ability to enter. My levels are back out of order again. So and it's been out of order since like 9-10, so about 10 minutes. So we might be trying to push up from here, who knows. It's always indecision and a little bit choppy when this happens. Oh man. So glad I don't drink tea with caffeine in it, because I would be so mad if I'm this exhausted and tired and can't go back to sleep because I've consumed caffeine. Man. All right, where are we at? Hold on, you guys. I have to take a phone call real quick. Alright, you guys, I am back. We had a really nice push up, where was it? Like back here. And the only reason I couldn't enter this trade is because of how it pushed off of my, the level that turned my overall bias from a downtrend to an uptrend. However, I'm wonder, let me see. The volume showed that I could, I think, let's see. So I think most of the time it's a matter of the volume not being where I want it to be or need it to be. I don't know, that could be something that I will look at. Creating a volume-based strategy based off of Rinkos is pretty hard. I wouldn't say hard. It's just so many things to look at and think about, and so much. But I'm gonna figure this out. Can we get a pullback at some point? Maybe? How far does this go back? This is the 19th, which was Friday. Okay. Friday. I have a second chart up on my left, so I can see when I get a reversal bar, so I know when to start paying attention to the charts again. Oh wait, that must have been news. Yeah. Okay. That actually kind of makes sense. Like, for how long are we going to push up? What are we, 90 bars, so 190 ticks? And this one move up. All right, we got an hour and a half left. Um, hmm. That definitely makes sense. More than that. Right when I say that, I'm gonna start trading it that way, and I'm gonna be like, why did I do that? Is that a no? It's not a double bottom. All right, so we're at the pivot, the middle pivot level, which I'm definitely going to not take trades around here because with my 20 and 2 chart I didn't really, it doesn't trade near the pivot level very much, so I would rather just stay away. Oh yeah, Mick, sorry, I was on the phone. I put something on my screen. It said on the phone mic muted. Sorry you didn't see it. You getting your face ripped off, Trenches? I'm sorry, I am too, if it makes you feel better. I am too. I've taken 4 trades. One was a partial take profit and the other 3 were losses. But if I'm being honest, I didn't have to be in any of those 3 losses at all. It was on some, let's just see. I still have like $680 in drawdown on the 25K and like 1100 on the 50K. So if I could just bring myself back to break even today, that would suffice for me. So we'll see. That was set up for a really nice sale. The buy wasn't valid anyway, so I was good there. Alright, because I'm curious. See what that will look like. As long as it doesn't invalidate itself, which if it does, I will take it off. How much are you down, Trenches, if you don't mind sharing? Alright, this is moving. Pretty soon, the sale will just be invalid no matter what, which it is now. Push off of the pivot level. See if we start trading above it and kind of stay there. Did I not? Oh, girl. already at break even. Normally I would move my stop to break even once I hit the pivot level, and I was already break even anyway. Can we push past it instead? I would like to make some of my money back. Please? Maybe? No? Yes? Please, I beg of you. Come on, you can give me a couple ticks. Thank you. Thank you so much. So I wouldn't even say I'm mad at myself for the trades earlier. Like I said, I didn't even have to be in them. But it's okay. It's okay. I now know that that volume pattern that I'm looking for in my divergence trades, no matter if my overall bias is in the same direction of the trend or the opposite, I need to stick to that particular volume pattern. I even figured out why, like, my trades earlier this week, I think it was on Tuesday, I don't remember, whatever day that was that I like lost, I think it was Monday. I lost the 2 trades, counter trend, divergence off of the new high. They were both sales. And now that I'm paying attention to this particular volume pattern, it all makes sense. And it's crazy because this is the same, I promise you all, I have so much data in this Excel spreadsheet just from like a week of back testing. Like data just from a week. But how you look at data today might not be how you look at that same data 2 weeks from now, a month from now. I don't even think, once I realized this little volume pattern yesterday, I don't even think I went back to look at my back test data. I don't think I did, but I guarantee you if I do, I'm gonna be like, now why didn't I pay attention to that? What was I looking at? But that's why you give yourself time to refine things. $600 total across multiple accounts, or are you only working on the 50K? I know we talked about your 50K and your 25K account yesterday, but I didn't know if you had like more accounts than that. I'm so used to people juggling a trillion accounts. You're doing it the smart way. Like legit, the only reason I have 5 accounts is because I needed 5 accounts while I was developing my strategy. In case I blow an account in a week, I don't want to trade sim for the next week. That's not going to help me with the trailing drawdown. So I just had to make sure I have a fresh account every week. If it was not for that, I would only have a couple of accounts. Which I still feel like 5 is not that many, but as you can see, this is again why I really like the super pivot. Like when we reach certain levels on this thing, especially the middle level, it just will kind of play around at it. It'll go away from it, come back, play around, go away, come back, play around, until it finally figures out which direction it wants to go. Like we've been in the same reversal bar for 4 minutes now. Now, remember I said I don't take trades at the pivot levels because in my old Renko setting I couldn't. However, that would have been a valid trade. I would have gotten filled on it and we would have been good with another win. But because it doesn't trade at the pivot level that much, I did not know. So at least I know now that I'm okay. I mean, that was a really nice trade. Now the one that happened, where is it? Like the buy that happened here, It was actually invalid. It was still at the pivot level, but it was invalid. I would have lost it. But there wasn't enough to push back towards the VWAP. This one, there absolutely was. So it's just little small things like that that make differences in how I trade both the different Renko sizes. Oh, that's what I was gonna do. What day is this? I just realized that my thumbnail is missing from one of the lives from a couple of days ago, I guess. Wait, is it? No, it's not. What? This thing is lying to me. Let me exit out of the app and go back in. Bro, why are you lying? It doesn't actually look like that. What do you wanna? Oh, yes it does. Now why does it look different? Oh, hello? I don't even know how that happened. Alright. Market's not doing much right now. Let me go fix that. What did I lose that day? I think it was like 406. Pretty sure. Today has been red every day, hasn't it? I think the very first day I was up like 93 bucks and I've lost every day since. But instead of allowing it to get to me and being discouraged, just made me look at things a little bit different. We got a new Renko setting and short term and long term. It's gonna work out. But short term does not mean in the first couple days. Hopefully we can see the positive results from it starting next week. All right, now you fixed it. Okay, what we looking like? I won't take that. This is a rotation level here. So what I would like to see is for the price to push above it, come back and retest it, and we push past it. But sometimes when it paints, it'll hit it and just reverse and keep reversing. So we'll see how price reacts there. It just created a double top. Well, if this bar closes down, just created a double top, but the bar hasn't closed, so it hasn't solidified itself. But I don't take double bottoms or double tops when my overall trend bias is opposite of the trend direction. So if my trend bias was a sell right now, I would take the double top sell if that bar was to close. music in my ears. The renewal is put in queue to process after the close of the market. The trading day prior to the renewal date processes shortly after. Yeah, I already told you that. I don't know why this guy just sent me this because I've literally told him that before. I told him it's based on whatever your account is sitting at the day before. So you have to, if you want it to reset on renewal, so let's say that my renewal date is tomorrow. Well, I would need to fail it by market close because it's going to process at midnight. And it's based on whatever the system sees your account as at the market close. All right, so that is the prior open up there. This isn't the volume pattern that I'm looking for anyway. The sell off of the new session high. But either way, I wouldn't sell because that's the prior open is a support level for me. And for me, the prior open, high, low, and close. Why did I say it that way? Open, close, low, high, whatever. High, low. Oh, I know why I said it that way, because when you look at the indicator, it says OHLC. But either way, those are support and resistance levels that I don't like. You know how resistance can become support, that kind of thing. I don't do that at those levels, not those in particular. Any other support or resistance level, I'm cool with doing that, but not these. At least for now. Now, my new Renko setting can show that it's fine, but for now, mm-mm. And there wasn't enough volume in that one anyway, so. Alright, let me get some music going in my ears. So this is that rotation level that I drew a couple minutes ago. But I was saying I wanted price to come above and retest and see if it could push from there. All right. That was the push off of it. I just didn't have an entry. There wasn't enough volume for me to feel comfortable. But the entry would have been here. So we play below a little bit and push right off. All right, and no sales going back towards this level. So the next trade I'll be looking at, it would be a buy. Got an hour left. I am still thinking in the back of my mind that I might take that and it's one tick away from my take profit, moving the stop loss to 12 ticks in profit. One of the reasons why I'm thinking about doing that is because my entries have, well, okay, maybe in the first 30 minutes. Like the sale that I just took at 9:38, my entry was exactly where it was supposed to be. But I'm pretty sure on that trade that happened earlier, when I got the partial profit out of it, let me go, I forgot what time I said it was. I think it was 8:35. Yeah. Oh no, actually my entry was where it was supposed to be that time too. But maybe because it was in the first 5 minutes of the session, volatility is high. Maybe I need to change that like after 9. We'll see. All right, we got a reversal bar. Just heard my little alert. I'm not gonna get into this one. I'll watch it. Just don't like how it broke through the high of 1750, but then closed right on it and would be closing back going the opposite way. Okay, so glad I didn't. I would have wanted to break even. So I'm curious to see if it's going to get back to break even right now. And I don't even think it has the volume push to do it. The seller pressure came in immediately. Like as soon as that reversal bar painted. We literally just spiked, hit the session high and spiked back down. Okay, so I would have at least been able to break even. That's good to know, because that seeing that spike is a little crazy. Alright, I don't take sales going back towards the prior open, so again, only looking for buys right now. And we're after 10 o'clock. Now, I told y'all yesterday that I am no longer keeping myself out of my other 4 setups after 10 o'clock like I was having to do at first. Just keep our fingers crossed that today does not fail us with it. It didn't all week though. I did go through and I wrote down all of the trades for this week from the 20 and 1 setup. And I'm okay to trade everything after 10. And the results are crazy. So all I hope is that if I could just produce half of those results on a weekly basis per account, listen, I would be good. And it's so crazy how the first like 2 days of the week, I'm like, it's so choppy. I can't get into this. This is chop, 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 chop. Well, on the 20 and 1 chart, it wasn't as choppy. And I would have had consistent patterns that I could trade. So it's just crazy. Trying to see if it's gonna stay above this VWAP so I can get into a buy. Nope. I could still get into this trade. My only issue is this is the trade that I lost earlier. Oh, okay. Now it's a little bit different. It's a little bit different now. We pull back to my mid-level. 21. Yeah. I'm no longer interested. $19, $21. Trenches, have you taken any more trades? Are you trying to work yourself out of the hole like I am? Or are you done for the day? Brown skin popping light. $21.31. I don't think that's gonna get there. It might. Whoa. I could not get into that buy. Pushed too hard off the VWAP. My stop loss would have moved to break even up there anyway. Everything else looked good except the push off the VWAP. Let's see if it comes back and hits what the break even would be. Nope. Let's see, that's 22 ticks. Nope, it would have won. But typically that particular, it pulled back to my major level back here. My major level's right here. The only thing that was the problem was the volume going back towards the VWAP. Trying to work yourself out? Have you had any more setups? Bro, it's still pushing up off of that level. That's insane. Despite me being down for today, I'm definitely feeling really confident about this Renko change for real. Like I said, I think all but one of my, I think all of my losses could have been prevented. Or, you know, or just trades I didn't have to be in. But like I told y'all, I'm done back to like full blown back testing the way that I normally do, baby. I'm done. So It's gonna take me a little longer to get this exactly where I want to be, because I would rather make changes as time goes on. So I know I am gonna start a brand new Excel spreadsheet starting on Monday, just because the results and everything is so much different on the 20 and 2 versus the 20 and 1. So I will do that. I'm also going to I've been so lazy going into my online trade journal that I use, which it automatically imports everything about the trade, including a screenshot of the charts. But I've been so lazy with categorizing the trades, because I have everything import as unknown setup, so that I can go in and just, the only thing I have to do is categorize which setup it is. Now, if I did more like intraday swing trading, I would have time to just change it in the little toolbar that it has up here. But because I don't intraday swing, it's so much harder for me to do that, because I'm just in and out way too fast. That's not inside, so 892. So yeah, now I'm like, it's a good thing that I've been lazy, because now I have to categorize all the trades that are categorized right now, and the ones that are not. I'm gonna just make it, I have a category for like old strategy. So everything before Christmas, I already did that too, but now everything since Christmas, I need to do the same thing for, because this will yield me totally different results. But I want to keep it inside of the trade journal, just because I want to be able to show you guys. Now, I only have enough data from, I think, October, because typically when I would make really big changes to my strategy, I would just delete all the trades out of there. But eventually I was like, at some point I'm gonna want to start a YouTube channel, so I at least want some data from when life was a struggle. So yeah, I kept most of that stuff from October, and that way I could just categorize it and say, hey, these are all the trades that I took before I got my strategies where it is now. Look at the results then versus what it is now, kind of thing. So I'm just not even going to categorize anything from even yesterday and today, just because it was just new, and I wasn't taking every trade, and I still was taking trades I was iffy about and stuff. So I'll go back and redo that at some point. Let's see, 892. Alright, so we've changed. Alright, so I don't have to worry about buys. Oh, you know what? I guess the bars are not that bad. Girl ain't shit. I picked up wrong. You know what? There was that type of trade I was talking about, where if the outside bar is more volume than the reversal bar, I can get an entry. Let's scroll back so I can show you all. Here was one of them. What is that? Oh, the new session high. Yeah, so that was one of them. Now that might be something that I backtest or just look into. I'm very curious with that, because it makes sense as to why. Because sometimes the outside bar, the volume is less and it loses. I just have to figure out the sweet spot as far as like how many bars away from the reversal bar does it have to be to still be valid. Like how many bars is this? 1, 2, 3. That's 24 bars. I wouldn't feel comfortable with that one. It still worked, but I feel like maybe it's if it's in the first, if I'm going for it, I would rather do like the first. See, 1, 2, 3, 4. I feel like the first 20 bars is a lot, but I guess that would kind of make sense though, because typically my move stop loss to break even is 20 ticks. We might have to look into that. See how many times it's set up today while the market is doing stuff that does not help me get into trades. With this pretty little thing from Memphis, Tennessee. I don't think. Yeah, I can't get into that. Ooh. Back too far. Listening to music in my headphones are gonna die. God, did he come back when you came on? Alright, there's a win and a break even. Another win. Another win. So 3 wins, a break even. Another break even. So 3, 0, 4, 0, 2. Five, 0, 2. 6, 0, 2. Alright, the market is still not in an area where I'm interested in trading. Push through. You got 45 minutes left, lady. Oh yeah. See, the crazy thing is I was looking for a way to add like outside bar trades to my strategy. when I was on the other Rinko size, and I just could never figure it out. 19, that was actually the 20th bar. It worked out. That is crazy. I feel like there was news this day. Let's see. Yeah, there was news at 9 o'clock, so that loss wouldn't even count. I think we got a win right there. Another win right there. Come on. I'm probably going to add that to my arsenal next week. Yes. Yes, I am. Now the question is, do I auto break even or not? Which I don't think that I will. The most I would probably... What is this? Oh, that was the exact same. Wait, what? Yeah, that was the exact same. I don't think I'll auto break even, except maybe if I do the whole when it's one tick away from my take profit. But that would be the only time. Like, and I get, hell, if I wasn't streaming, I would probably make this my only setup. Like, wait. That looks nice. All right, where are we at? Where are we at? Where are we at? Like, it sets up so much. Let's see if I can show y'all. No. Since ain't nothing else happening right now. All right, let me put the volume thingy on here. Show y'all what I'm looking at. Alright, let's make it like that. Alright. So I'm gonna show y'all what I'm looking to add. Now I'll still break even at the levels that I would typically break even at. Alright, so here's a buy reversal, right? You can see where the volume is on that reversal bar. Now we created an outside bar here. The volume is higher than the volume of the reversal bar. So you enter there, and this, now I will say this, I wouldn't take this in the first minute of the session, which is what this one is. So let's just not pay attention to that particular one. I would, and the only reason why is because the first swing of the session is here. I don't ever like, I make sure there are 3. I don't start trading until there are 3 swings. So this is the first right here, the second. Now I would start trading. That's how I normally like trade on a day-to-day basis. So I wouldn't take that one. All right, so just keep scrolling. That one's too far into the trend. We didn't have 845 news today, did we? No. All right, so here's one. We got a reversal bar down. We have the outside bar here. The volume of the outside bar is more than the volume of the reversal bar. So you enter right here. I'll have to draw it on my other chart. So you enter at the close of that bar and boom, there you go. Now, like I said, I wouldn't do the auto break even until I'm one tick away from the take profit. All right, so here's the next one. Buy reversal bar. Outside bar volume is more than that one. You enter at the close. Now, the thing is, these bars move kind of fast. Now, with the type of chart trader that I have to enter my trades, it's easy for me to get into it. But you can see that one was a really clear, nice win as well. Let's see where the next one is. Here's the next one. This happened right after news. Reversal bar down. Outside bars within the first 20 bars. Volume is more. And you can see that's a clear win. This one that happened here is way more than 20 bars out, so that one wouldn't count. Give me a second. Let me look at my charts real quick. Okay. Nothing to write home about. All right, so let's go back. I think I was like around here. Yeah. All right. This one is too many bars, I think. 1, 2, 3. Oh, why am I doing that way? I could do this so easy. Yeah, that's too many bars out. And you can see that this outside bar, the volume is less than the reversal bar. And because it's a tight stop, you actually would have gotten stopped out because the stop loss would be 3 ticks below the entry bar. So that's why you want the volume to be more. And this is what happens when you look at the same every day. You just start noticing things. So remember the buy I stayed out of because I didn't like the volume of that bar. Hold on 1 minute. Let me see if I got an entry. No, my levels are out of full. This is a mid pullback though. It's a mid and a minor. It's out of order. I'm gonna get in, but if there's any kind of indecision, I'm gonna get back. I'm gonna get back out of it. We have the prior open here. I have a rotation, a buy rotation level here. So, all right, I'm gonna break even. The seller pressure came in. Hopefully it gets back up there. It might do me dirty. It might. I said I ain't like it. Why do you get into trades you don't like? It literally, I just didn't like it because my levels were so out of order. I don't think I'm gonna be able to break even. Nope. Maybe. Oh, you guys can't even see. It's not gonna break even for me. I literally called it. I freaking called it. It's annoying. It's just not enough. Dude, just stop me out so I can go back to what I was doing. Well, you guys get the gist of it. That was not cool. You guys know when I see orange, That's annoying. I literally called it because my levels were out of order. However, yeah, you know what? That's my fault. Because even though I was taking it at my mid-level still needs to be behind the minor level in order for me to take that trade. So that was on me. Whatever. Oh, here, you know what? Here's that outside bar thing I was just talking about though. Let's see if it still works after 10 o'clock. The stop out was the outside bars I was just showing you. Like, I could legit just trade this and let it be that. Now, it would have just moved the stop to break even if I have the auto break even, which remember, I don't know if I want to do yet. So let's see how it plays out. And I just don't know about the auto break even there just because you're already into the trend. So, I mean, this one wasn't bad because it was literally the bar after, but like what? You know what? If it happens anymore, I mean, the way I see it, I'm already down. Who cares? And I still got a little bit of drawdown in here. So I'm going to, if it sets up again, I'm going to take it. I'm going to. But I literally called that trade possibly losing. And that's so annoying. Literally. And that's exactly what I was telling one of my trading buddies, like probably like a month plus ago. I was like, man, usually when I lose a trade, you know, sometimes it's a full reversal and it's just like whatever. But there are times where I'm losing on outside bars. I have to figure out like how to be able to enter on these outside bars. And boom, just sitting here looking at the market, I figured it out. That is insane. The only problem I'm going to have is switching. All right, this is what I'm going to have to do. Remove. I'm going to remove all the ATM templates that I have in here. So I'm going to Save a new one. All right, looking for a buy with this 1 bar pullback. See, if I wouldn't have taken the initial one that I was like, and just taking the outside bar one, I would only be down $100 and something. But what do? The complete opposite. All right, so I'm still gonna do 24. Let's take away the auto break even, and then all right, it's not a 1 bar pullback anymore, but still looking to enter. All right, 24, no break even. However, I do want to keep that one. Just make it a 2-step. Ah, shoot. Let's change it 23, 1, 11. Make it a 2-step. Alright, I had to get out of that so I didn't get into that trade by accident. Alright, so that will move the stop to the close of a reversal bar if it loses. 23, 111. Right, so let's save that as outside bar. Okay, and let's put that back. All right. Oh, that is annoying. Oh, yeah. 14.49. Like any other time, I'm just slow. Like I've always done it that way. Why did I get into that trade? I'm gonna make myself mad with some of the stuff that I do. But it's all part of the process. It's better to get all the dumb decisions out now while you're testing in an eval stage versus when you are in a PA and it actually matters and you're trying to get paid. I'll just look at the positive. But you know what? Changing that I'm gonna have to remember to change the ATM. That's gonna be the real task. That will be the real task. Really close to my bias changing to a downtrend. I don't. Are you gonna do that? You are gonna do that. Really? Now that was a trade that I do normally get into, you guys. That wasn't a crazy trade. We had enough volume pushing off of or going back towards the prior open, but it just couldn't hold, which is not surprising. All right, now we're at the prior close. I don't want to have less than $500 drawdown on this 25K account going into next week, but I'm also not going to stop trading it, so it is what it is. We have a fresh 25K on Monday. That's what they're there for. All right, and we're at the prior close, so I'm not going to take a bite out. You know what? Oh, okay. I thought I did something stupid, but I didn't. All right, so I'm gonna tell you guys what my plan is for next week. I honestly, at first I was gonna backtest this outside bar thing. I ain't. I've seen enough. I just went through like the last week of data. That's when you scalp, you don't have to go through months and months and months of data. Like the same patterns that you're looking for scalping, they happen so many times a day that if you just choose a week that has pretty good volatility and gives you enough trades to be able to look at it, you should be fine. If you start having issues, just backtest more. But I'm definitely going into next week with this Rinko size. Hopefully I'm done making stupid decisions like that trade, that not the last one I took, but the one before that. Why did I do that? I don't know. But I've already gone through my cheat sheet and like added little things that are now relevant and took away the things that are no longer relevant with my wrinkle size change. And just adding the outside bar thingy, because even with all of my experimenting and stuff today, and hey, I really don't feel comfortable with this, but let me take it. If I just added the outside bar trades today, I would actually be in profit. So maybe the outside bar entries are going to save me from the days when I do dumb stuff until I'm done doing dumb stuff. But the trades that I took that I wasn't necessarily supposed to be in, it wasn't because I'm going on tilt or anything like that. It's just the wrinkle size change and me just forgetting certain things or whatever. But that's really it. I'm not too worried about the 2 accounts that I'm trading right now. Once I get to the point of like a new week, it's not that I don't care about the accounts that I'm carrying over into the next week, but it's like, if they die, they die. I care about what happens with the fresh accounts that come every Monday. So I'm very curious to see what we could do with this fresh 25K that's coming back on Monday, and if we could get something going with it. Because like I said, if I just do half of what I'm supposed to do and don't have too many mistakes in there, I'll be fine. I'm getting way more setups with this wrinkle size, which is good. And let me see, that's yeah, so we'll see what happens. We will. I have good vibes going into next week. That's the biggest thing to me, is that you have to have the right attitude and thought process when it comes to this stuff, because you can really drive yourself crazy, especially when you're having a losing week. And I can't tell you guys how many times over the last year that I felt like I have it exactly where I want it to be, and then the market shows me different, and it's like and you know, for me, it's a blessing in disguise the way I see it, because some people would be like, oh man, after a year I would just feel like I'm gonna give up. But for me, it's like, I'd rather go through all of these struggles in eval accounts and not have, like, what would have happened if I had a lucky week where, and I say lucky because obviously my strategy wasn't where it needed to be. So what would have happened if I had a lucky week, get a PA, pay the money to convert it, and then the very next week the market's like, oh no, you're not ready yet. Oh, what did you think? And now you fail a PA, and you know, I just didn't want that. So, and I watch some people on YouTube who have 20 PA accounts, 10 PA accounts, and will literally tell you they don't even know what they're doing. Like, some have received payouts, some have not. I can't see myself having that many evals and converting them to PAs when I'm still trying to figure my strategy out. Like, I like failing forward. That's the way that I see it. I'm failing forward. Every week I get closer to where I want to be. Every week. But I'm very, very excited going into next week though. Seriously. Despite all the red days this week, I'm really excited going into next week. Excuse me. All right, so I think that let me see something. Yeah, so the only account I have that's failed at this moment is that my first 50K account, which that renews on Thursday, but I won't start trading it again until next month. Whoa. 1, 9, 15. What are my renewal dates? 1, 9, 17, 25. So 17, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so not the 17. No. Oh, I think I add 2 accounts back next week, actually. 1, 2. That's out of order. I'm done taking out of order trades. I just did that a couple times today. That actually contributed to 2 of my losses today. And how many times do I tell y'all, my levels are out of order, I'm not gonna take them. All right, so 17. 1, 2, 3. That would be the 3rd week. So that one gets added. The 9th, 1, 2. That one gets added. So I'll be trading 4 accounts next week. You have 4 accounts this month, but was only focused on 2 because you tweaked on 2 of them oversized and didn't think you would get them back into action. You got them back in action. You got them back in profit, and now they're back to a low extra. No, churches. No. Now you know when you got them back in profit, you should have just said, forget those accounts until next week. We gonna start fresh next week. What was you doing? How much drawdown do you have left on them? These 2 accounts, I only have 551 and 990 left. What ifs? I didn't even realize I was gonna have that many accounts going into next week. I promise, well, no, I can't promise because I don't know what the market is going to bring me, but I personally am going to trade better next week. All right, I want to show y'all. I've said this before, but I'm going to just show you guys like my little, oh, those numbers are so small. How do I change that? I probably can't. Okay, let's do something different. What if I only want to... Bro. January 2024 calendar. I just want a calendar that's going to be big on the screen. There we go. I like it. Alright, I'm going to show you guys. This is the strategy I use that I think is pretty good. Let me mark some things up real quick. 1, 9, 17, 25, and there's a 5 as well. But the 2 I focused on and traded somewhat properly, I just passed a yay! Just passed the 50K and still haven't traded the 25K that's 500 away. Those other 2 are basically done. One is in profit 400 with what? And the other is negative with a $200 drawdown left. I broke my rules on both. Now, sir. That's the one thing that sucks about that trail and drawdown. The fact that you could be in profit and have so little drawdown left. But what are your renewal dates on them? Because they're evals, right? So would it be smart for you? Are you close to your renewal dates where you should just go ahead and bomb them so that they can get a free reset and you can start over? All right, let me show y'all my strategy with these evals, and I'll probably make like a full-blown video about this. Apex will probably be mad because they would get less money from people, but maybe I shouldn't put it out in a video by itself. All right, so all the X's are my renewal dates, right? This one is only there because that's the second 50K account that I have. I told you guys my 50K accounts are like my test accounts, and I probably should have put that somewhere like a couple weeks after, because this is a 50K and this is a 50K, right? So what I do is the day that it renews, I wait a full week after it renews, and then it comes back the following Monday. Okay, so like this 50K account that renews on the 1st, I did not trade it this full week. I started back on the 15th. I think that was the account that I blew last week. But it's okay because it renews the following week. So the 50K account that I'm trading right now, that's the one that renewed on the 5th. I did not trade it then. So we're like 2 weeks into trading that one. It's like $1,000 of drawdown left. But even if I fail it next week, it doesn't matter because it renews the following week. So these two accounts here are going to come back next week. Because honestly, I could have, wait, is that I think that the 25K that I'm trading right now is what am I talking about? Okay, this is the one that I'm pretty sure I'm trading right now. So this 17, the one that renews on the 17th, that one's going to come back next week because I did not trade it this whole week. So it's going to come back here. Hopefully that makes sense. So, and the reason why I do that is because when it comes back here, I'll have 3 full weeks to trade it before it renews again if I need to just go ahead and blow it, or if it just blows on its own, because I'm still trying to figure things out. But that's how I don't ever pay for resets or anything, which, I mean, I feel like because I'm still in the process of creating my strategy, paying for resets wouldn't even make sense. And that's also why I pushed all of the renewal dates to be a week apart from each other, so that it never made sense for me to pay $40 for a reset when my account renews for $30. February 4th. So basically you have all next week. So the good thing is, if you do bomb the account, you're kind of good. What is this that I drew? You're kind of good because it renews the following week anyway. So I wouldn't even be worried about it. Get your free reset. I would get that free reset and go on about my business. Today was very interesting. Very interesting because I made it interesting for no reason, but always look at the bright side. This was an outside bar trade that would have lost here. That just, oh wait, no, where did it set up? It set up here, but because it was counter trend and the colors of my bars changed during that time, during the swings, I wouldn't have gotten into that one anyway. All right, so that's the end of the session for me. Bad session because I was a bad trader today, but I'm cool. I will make sure that I put out the recap later on tonight, and like always in my recaps, I'm going to mark all of the trades that I took today that I should not have taken anyway. I'm not gonna do like normal where I, put up the valid trades that I missed. Well, I am gonna do that, but I'm not going to count the outside bar trades until next week, since I really didn't trade it today, and it's just something that I noticed today. But it is nice to see that that is something that I can add to my arsenal. It doesn't take away from anything at all. And a lot of times, honestly, when the outside bar strategy sets up, it's either right after I lost, like earlier, or it also can be like the initial entry was not valid based on, the volume pattern that I'm looking for, but then it creates this outside bar and then it works. So I'll make sure that I talk about that in the recap. Like I said, I was negative every day this week except Monday, but I'm not. It is what it is. It happens. I think that even though between yesterday and today I wasn't able to see the positive effects of me changing my Renko size, it's my fault that I didn't, because yesterday I sat out of like 17 trades, all of which either won or broke even. And I think it was like out of the 17, I think it was 15 that won and 2 broke even, if I'm not mistaken, something like that. So yesterday could have been positive. Today could have been positive, but I got into almost every trade I took today besides like 2 or 3 I shouldn't have been in anyway. So I don't know. That's just, it is what it is. And I'll be going into next week trading a whole lot different than I even started this week. Trading a whole lot different than I've traded literally since I started creating a Renko strategy for scalping the Nasdaq. So I'm just looking forward to the positive changes in my overall P&L on a short-term and long-term basis, and we'll see how things work out. I can tell you right now that I have no plans of backtesting at all. I can't tell you the last time I've done like a full-blown backtesting. I don't really think that I need it, especially because I didn't change very much. As far as the volume patterns that I'm looking for when I change my Renko size, I didn't change anything with that, but it's other things that changed. So, but I think I've seen enough just in scrolling through. And if I need to fix anything or tweak anything over the course of the next couple of weeks, I will. But I don't know. Even though my goal was to pass my first account this week, I'm actually glad that I didn't. If I'm being completely honest, I'm glad that I didn't, because I would have just been mad when at some point in the future I would have figured out that I needed to change my Renko size. So passing an account would make me feel like, okay, my strategy is where I needed it to be, or where I needed to be. The market is going to show me different. And at some point in the future, I know I was going to change my Renko size, because I've been thinking that since last year. Like summer, but I couldn't figure out what I wanted to change it to. So yeah, I'm glad that I didn't pass it. I'm very excited to see what happens next week, and I fingers crossed, I hope that I can pass my first account next week. That's always my goal, honestly, on a week-to-week basis. I just gotta eventually hit it. So we'll see what happens. Yeah. Wait a minute, Trenches, you didn't know that? Trenches, let me school you before I get up off of here. Hopefully you still here. Yes. So as long as your account, your eval, is in a failed state, so you went past that trailing threshold, as long as it is done by market close the day before your renewal date, it will reset for free. I have not paid a reset fee since probably like May of last year when I found this out. Yeah. But you have to make sure that it's failed by then, because people forget that, the trading days are on the market open to market close. But when it comes to, your payment dates, it goes from midnight to 11:59 p.m. So you can't have it still in a good state at market close. So let's say that let's say today was Thursday, or no, I guess we could say today is today. All right. So let's say your renewal is tomorrow. No, let's say that today is yesterday because I want to, yeah. So let's say it's Thursday. Your renewal is tomorrow, Friday. And let's say that when the market closes on Thursday, your account is you still have that $70 left in drawdown. But then after market reopens at 5 p.m., then you fail the account. You will not get a reset at midnight when your payment processes. Because remember that Apex's system only sees what your account looks like at the snapshot at the market close. Hopefully that makes sense. So with you renewing on the 4th, you have to make sure that if you want that free reset, you have to make sure your account is in a failed state by market close on the 2nd. You'll get everything reset. The only thing that I do not like about how Apex treats the resets, well, really it's not Apex, it's Rhythmic, is that when you have an account that you have failed before. So let's take it, and maybe did they fix this actually? No, they didn't. They didn't. So I'll show you before I get up off of here. All right, let me where's my chart? So this is the only thing that I do not like. Okay, so let me put that back up there. So the only thing I don't like about Rhythmic is this column right here. And the reason why I don't like this column is because they don't reset this when you reset the account. So you can see like my peak balance on these accounts were all a long time ago. Oh no. Why is my screen frozen? Hello? Hello? Yo. Why is my screen frozen? Well, that's crazy. What? What is going on? Okay, I think I'm back. My whole computer just froze out of nowhere. Okay. I don't know how long I was frozen for, but yeah, this is the only thing that I don't like about when your accounts reset with Rhythmic is that they do not reset the auto liquidate peak balance time. So it always goes based off of the peak balance of that account, period, ever. So yeah, that's the only thing that kind of sucks, but everything else is how it's supposed to be. I don't know why my computer just froze like that. I literally could not do anything. I couldn't hit control alt delete. I was holding the power button and it wouldn't even go off. I legit had to just like literally close the top of my laptop and reopen it. That is very weird. I don't know what the hell happened. You probably just gonna cancel next week and buy 2 more with the sale going on. You might as well, because it's a 80 and 80. So even if the accounts that you have right now are 80% off, either way, especially, well, I know you don't care about the 1-day pass, but yeah. But yeah, so sorry for the freezing. I don't really even know what happened, but I hope you guys have a great rest of the day. And if you're down right now, hopefully you can work your way out of the hole like I couldn't. And I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day and your weekend as well. Like I said, I'll put out the daily recap later on tonight. And I will see you guys bright and early Monday. Monday morning. Because it's not I don't think it's a holiday. I hope it's not a holiday. I get sick of holidays. But